just about 5 years ago when I was in school. And I was on the Division I team. I wasn't on the Division II team, just in case you guys were wondering. But yeah, intramurals is a fun time around here, and our kids love it. But
some of the players, some of your teammates you played with?
Oh my, I did. I think we had James Chappell and Ivan Brewington and a couple of my roommates, that you guys might not have heard of before, but we did some good things in those intramural games. Played against guys like Rod Gardner and those guys. Matter of fact, I think we beat him one time. So. Yeah, that's right. He pushed me, and I got a foul, all that stuff. Yeah. But what an honor it is for me and privileged to be part of this program. This is my 5th year speaking to you all. Can't believe it. 5th time doing it. I guess I've just finished my 4th full year. But it's just an honor, and I know I've said that in the past, but just to be able to work here in this environment and work under Coach Sweeney and his leadership and President Clements and Dan Radakovich and the environment that they create here at Clemson, it's just an incredible experience. And obviously the culture that you hear about all the time is real. You can feel it and touch it, and what a big part of that is part of our recruiting process as well. And it's because of the people. It's because of the people that are involved in this thing, and that's what makes it so special. So first off, I just wanted to thank Coach Sweeney and what he does for this program and what he does for all the people that are involved in this program and for the players that he gets to touch every single day. The staff that I get to work with, incredible. You talk about a group of passionate men that go out on that recruiting trail, and there are no egos. There's no egos. It's not about getting a raise or getting whatever for signing more guys than the next guy. It's about a team effort. And you look at this board and the guys that we signed. You can put 2 or 3 names on almost every one of them. And then whenever they get here, it is so critical to be around this place in the recruiting process, obviously, but it's because of all the support staff that we have that are really, really involved, and they don't get the recognition, but they're so involved. With the GAs and the player development guys and the analysts and the student workers that spend all kinds of time in this building, not just doing football stuff, but helping us in recruiting. And when we have guys on campus that are helping us, not just organize, but just to be around them and just to make sure that they feel like they are part of a family, make these families feel like they're part of this thing. And guys like Brad Scott, incredible influence on the recruits that we get here. Woody McCorvey, what a mentor to every one of us in this building. And a big part of the recruiting process. Thad Turnipseed, obviously we wouldn't be in this room, be in this awesome facility if it wasn't for Thad and what, his direction in these facilities, and then, kind of directing the overall recruiting process. And then I just can't say enough about Jordan Sorrells and his staff. Jordan Sorrells does so much work that y'all don't even realize, from the travel and the organization, and I mean, you wouldn't believe what goes into all the things that he has to deal with. Obviously, Ty Clements at his side, and Justin Spiros, who just left to go to Cleveland Browns. But what a great worker he was for us. You look at our video department, Todd Green, Henry Guess, and those guys. Tireless hours now to get these videos that y'all see in recruiting and that we get to send out, and that all these recruits get to see, and then when they're here on campus, whether it's an official visit or an unofficial visit, and they're amazing videos, the best I've been around. Abe Reed and Nick Yarrett in the equipment room downstairs, they do an incredible job of making it look great whenever we go down into the locker room with these players and prospects. And they believe me, that's a big part of these recruits. That's what they want to see. That's a big part of what they like. What is the equipment like? And it takes a lot of organization through Abe Reed and Nick down there. Paul Journey, Jeff Davis, you've heard it a million times. We're about off the field, what we teach our players, what we teach them to help them get ready for life after football, and how important that is, and what Paul Journey does with Jeff Davis, Rashard Hall, and Savannah Bailey. It's incredible. Our players love going into their offices every day and just communicating with them and creating that bond with Paul Journey. Alex Bina, who works downstairs in our new science lab. He does an incredible job. That has been an eye-opener for our recruits to come in here and see what we have to offer for recovery for our athletes. Donna McCain down in the Paul Bistro and what she is able to do with our nutrition is incredible. And Paul, obviously, a big part of the nutrition and just making sure we're on track. Danny Poole, a big part of our tours is obviously going through the training room. The moms and dads and the parents, they want to know what's going on in that training room and who's in charge, and he does a great job. Obviously, academically, Matt Lombardi and his staff over at the Near East Center. Every time we have a visit, official or unofficial, it goes over. We go over there and make sure we sell that, and obviously a big part of who we are. Strength staff with Joey Batson. Incredible. I mean, Joey's been here for 20 plus years, was here whenever I played here. So just an incredible resume that he has, and just a greater person, not just a great coach, but a greater person, great heart. And these kids love him and love the opportunity to meet him on these visits. DJ Gordon, Mike Dooley, all are a big part of it. Jennifer Benton, I'll say this, she works tirelessly in the back there with travel, trying to get us all of our flights and all of our rental cars, and comes and helps us with our travel receipts, all the stuff that's time consuming. She makes it so much easier. And I know I stand up here every year and say this stuff, but it's important that those people hear that from me and from Coach Sweeney, just how important it is to thank them, because they do a lot of work, and sometimes they get unnoticed, but they are incredible, and we couldn't do it without them. And so I just wanted to reiterate that to you all before I really open it up to questions. I know Coach really hit on a lot of our recruiting stuff with some of the numbers, so you all have that, but just really wanted to open it up to questions from you guys, if there are any that I can answer.
Brandon, Tyson, you have one quarterback taking this class. What is it about him that you saw in the recruiting process that made you want to offer him and take his commitment?
Yeah. Well, number one, as you know, how I do recruiting with the quarterbacks is I want to make sure it's the right fit. I mean, we all do as coaches here at Clemson. We want to make sure it's the right fit, but I just want to be very thorough and make sure that they understand the process and they understand not just the football piece, but the things outside of football. Just want to make sure that they have the character that can fit in our room. My quarterback room right now is as good as it's ever been as far as the character and work ethic and just being great teammates. And so when I got to meet Tyson for the first time and/or talk to him on the phone for the first time, I could tell immediately how grounded he was and how he was brought up from his family, and just a neat family guy. And that's what we're about here, obviously. So that was the initial part. Obviously, you watch film and you kind of check that box. Why? Why did I check that box? Well, when you watch the film, he makes every throw that you need to make, whether he's in the pocket or on the run. He escapes the pocket. He's a great athlete. He's 6'4", 200 pounds. And he'll be 220 before long, So he has all of those tools that you really love to have. He has similar things that Deshaun had, coming out of high school, as far as the athleticism and being able to throw the football. So very, very excited about Tyson. And in the recruiting process, was able to go up to Connecticut a couple times and just kind of watch him play basketball and get to know him a little bit, and then got him down here for I think early spring last year for the first time with his family, and then he came back for the spring game, and that's when he committed. And it was a neat day for him and for us to get a kid like that.
Coach, when you have a true freshman who did what Trevor did, does that just take recruiting to another level?
Yeah, it really does. I mean, I think anytime you have a guy that's in the spotlight like Trevor was throughout this whole season, and to be able to handle the spotlight like he did and be so successful, I think is very intriguing. And then obviously, when you see who he's able to throw the ball to, and you see who is blocking for him and running the ball and so on and so forth, it's very intriguing. And it's fun to go out there throughout the recruiting cycle and sell that to these guys. It's so easy to sell it. I mean, it's just facts, and it's easy to. I think people, when they watch us, they see the passion, they see the talent, but then when you go into schools, it just makes it that much easier because of what we've been able to produce here and the type of kids that we have.
Brandon, when you're out recruiting, how much of a factor, Clemson has a well-deserved reputation as wide receiver U.
Yeah.
When you're out there, do you hear from potential recruits saying, I want to continue that tradition, be a part of that?
Yeah.
How much
Yeah.
does that weigh in?
Well, it's funny you ask that because, I mean, honestly, you can pick the position and it could be QBU, it could be running back U, it could be O-line U. I mean, it really is turning into, we've had unbelievable wide receivers here and continue to have unbelievable wide receivers.